Welcome to the return of Drawing with Lord Karnage. It's back after many months now that I'm working on a new series of webcomics called Magnum Skywolf, which features Hunter Skywolf flying the Magnum 9000 top-secret nuclear-powered supersonic helicopter that sounds like a shark when it flies. And normally, these videos are about drawing these comics, but today there's going to be no drawing. Instead, there's going to be sculpting, because I'm going to the store to buy a block of clay and sculpt the Magnum 9000 helicopter. I never draw vehicles without making a sculpted model first. So, let's get started and go buy some clay. It's been a very productive day today. I've reviewed Soup, 2 comic books, and now I'm about to drive out to the craft store and buy modeling clay here on Drawing with Lord Karnage. So, I'm gonna have to put the phone down since I forgot to bring my GoPro mount. And let's go buy some modeling clay and start the adventure, because this is how I drew Errol, the spaceship, in Ethel the Cyborg Ninja. I made a model of Errol and then would photograph the model, put the photo into Photoshop, and I'll show you how I do this later, and then draw over it, so I got it right every single time. And in the end, I think it looked better. It's more consistent this way. So let's go to the store. Now I've done it. I have opened the sunroof in space, letting out all the oxygen. And I'm almost out of gas too, so I need to get gas. And my wife just sent me a text that said, pick up printer ink. This is the life of a D-list internet celebrity, everyone. It's such a nice day in space today. Look at those clouds. And the truck. Remember I said I need to get printer ink as well as the modeling clay? Check this out. There is a Michaels, and right next to it, an Office Max. Yes! Yo, here I am at the Intergalactic 70s space bar, complete with the Vectrex, of course, and my model of Errol, the spaceship from Ethel the Cyborg Ninja. And here's a look at Errol in the book. I'm going to be drawing the Magnum 9000 helicopter the same way that I drew Errol, by starting with a model. So I always get it right. No matter how I'm drawing it, I can look at it, I can hold it, or I can use a phone and take a picture of it from wherever I want, however I want, put that into Photoshop, and then draw over it and fill in all the details. So I'm not the best sculptor in the world, but I can make a sculpture good enough to recreate in comic book form, which is what I'm going to be doing with the Magnum 9000. So let's get started. And before I start though, I'll show you a close-up of Errol here, whose wing broke off, but I'll glue that back on later. So as you can see, it's not a very good model. It's pretty bad actually, but it's good enough to get everything right, so it's always consistent. That's the main thing. That's why I like to use models. Sometimes I'll draw things freehand, like this drawing. I did this all freehand. Other times I'll use models. Even people, I use myself all the time. All right, everyone, it's the next day. Here's my bag of clay, which is literally a giant bag of clay. And what I go with modeling and sculpting clay that's air dry, so I don't think I have to throw this in the kiln. What is that what it's called? I don't think I've used one of those since high school. Let's open this guy up and start sculpting. I have a rough design in my head, which is like a cross between an F-15 and an Apache gunship. Here it is after 5 minutes. You can see it's definitely taking shape, right? So here we go. Here's the beginnings of it. I want to have the cockpit be pretty slung forward to make it look really mean and aggressive. Here it's starting to somewhat resemble something. As you can see, I've put the intakes up here. Alright, you're gonna love this. Because what I'm going to do is shove a stick into its butt. There we go. That way I can get the tail onto it. Here it is, everyone. The first draft of the Magnum 9000 helicopter. What I'm going to do is sit on it for a little while. I'm going to draw it and play with the design a bit on screen, and then eventually make a smaller version out of harder clay that I'm going to bake and use for the actual comic strip model. But this is a good clay to just mess around with. And it looks a bit like a stingray or something. That's what I was going for, was a lean, mean, aquatic look. Here's some intake vents for the nuclear reactor, which is back here. That's a huge jet engine. And then, of course, there'll be missiles down here and a machine gun and flamethrower gun pod in the front. So, first draft of Magnum 9000. It's got a long way to go, but I'm pretty pleased with this so far. It looks like a cross between a jet, a spaceship, and a helicopter, which is pretty much what I wanted. So, all right. Don't forget that it makes shark sounds when it flies. Whatever they may be. Glurgle, 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 roar, glurgle, glurgle, roar. Maybe like that.